Seoul, Korea, and welcome to the GSTL. Here with Paces and Wolf. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great, man. I cannot wait to see what MVP is going to show us this season. It is their opening day. They're going up against Slayers, someone who's had to, basically Slayers had earned their way up to this point. MVP was seeded in here based on their previous results, but it's their first performance, and look at that new logo.
Oh, sick.
I like it. New. It looks really good. The way the M and the V blend together really makes a nice logo. It's very simple.
It is.
It's a little bit simpler than their old logo. Their old logo was a little bit more cursive.
This one is very aesthetically sound. Of course, Caldor, by the way, is out of town. That's why I'm here subbing in for him today. Yep. It's good to be casting you again, Wolf.
Yeah, it's going to be our second time.
I know.
I'm looking forward to it. So.
It's going to be pretty sick, guys. Spread the word about the GSTL. I actually love casting the GSTL. I've missed doing it since you guys got GSTL and then Dan and me are doing Code S. But, you know, I love the drama, the strategy with who you're going to bring out, who has the most stamina, who's going to be more of a sniper. It's just so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool because you get to see a lot of players who are very good who have not yet been able to qualify or really perform well in the individual league. Some players really show their strength here more than anywhere else. Some players are better on the spot when they don't know who they're going to play against. Some players are better for Code S where they've had weeks and weeks to prepare. Notice down here we have a picture event so you guys can send in some photos.
Yes.
You might actually get them live on the stream. So.
Yeah, so definitely contribute with that. You know, obviously, here at GOM, where it's such a global event, we got people watching from all over the world. I can't even believe how many countries or how many people from countries that I've met out here. It's like Indonesia, South Africa, Turkey, all over the place. So send that stuff in here, and we're going to have a cool little event for that.
Yeah, we definitely would love to send those or get those and put them on air. Now, here are our team information. Look at these two pie charts down the bottom. Shows a great race distribution. Look at MVP. I believe it's the only team with perfect 4-4-4.
Yeah.
Basically a 33-33-33 split for their race distribution there.
And you know what's funny is actually look at the size of the two teams. MVP, much smaller here than Slayers EG.
Yeah, 23 on their roster. That's one of the biggest rosters we have ever seen. MVP with literally half of that at 12. Well, not literally. I know how to do math a little better than that. You can't have 11 and a half players, so we'll round up to 12 there. And you can see all the stats there. And here are our key players. You can see Puma and MMA down there for EG, and then Dongre-gu is the most contributing player. Arguably, yeah, he's the player with the highest GSTL win rate. That's absolutely true. I was like, I think so, and then it's on there on the screen.
83.3%. That is, that's actually insane. And of course, as you can see, the amount that he's contributing here, 36.4. That's actually another impressive stat as well, considering, even though he's got the smaller team here, that's still a lot of presence out here on the GSTL as far as battling goes.
And look at, both teams have changed their captains. MMA and Dongre-gu are both the captains of their team now, and they're the players with the best win rates. And here's the win rate ranking. You can see basically everyone who is doing well right now. And look at the top players, Symbol, Life, and Moon. Xenex is out of the tournament, but Fnatic and TSL holding strong. Puzzle with a pretty good series as well. And that is a pretty cool little sheet of stats we got up there on the screen. And it's really cool to see that this season we've had so many multi-kill players. It's not very evenly distributed for some of these teams. Sometimes you have a key player like Symbol is kind of the face of TSL right now because he's the only reason why they're still in this.
Yeah, no kidding. Or, with DRG here for MVP, for instance, as well. By the way, Symbol, unbelievable play.
Yeah.
Previously here in the GSL.
I think this guy can make the round of 4
I think he might win the GSL Code S.
He might.
I have not been. I was talking to Artosis about this yesterday, but I haven't been this excited about a new Zerg in a long period of time.
It feels like almost like Fruit Dealer or something. It's like he's the only guy who really knows how to play against all the races really well. It's what it's starting to seem like. He's adopted this new style really, really well. And I believe in interviews he's even said he doesn't change it. He hasn't changed his play that much based on the Queen patch, but it's helped him a lot. All right, well, here comes the Slayers team.
A massive team. Of course, they are partnered with EG, Team Evil Geniuses, probably the best international team.
Yes.
So quite a pairing here. There's Slayers, Jessica, and Sella in the middle.
Yep, they're going to be doing some great team picks. Of course, Boxer going to be putting a lot of input in as well. And the owner of the team. And with our JYP player over there with his bright colored hair, he's going to be probably playing today, I would expect. And, with the other two EG players, Thorzane in the mix as well. He may come out. He's been, he's been traveling a lot, so it's a little bit hard for him to have time to prepare for a match like this. His Code S matches, he didn't have that much time to prepare either.
Yeah, it's a pretty scary team over here. We actually we have so many heavy hitters, players like MMA and stuff like that. Whereas I feel like with MVP, it's a little bit, more like a few all superstars.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Not to say that they're not good, but it's going to be a tough match.
Definitely so. Here are our Terrans. MMA, Ryung, Puma, and Thorzane. Followed up by some Zergs here with Koka and Mia. Mia showing some great play already, making it to Code A.
And, of course, we have Alicia, Puzzle, Crank, and JYP.
Making up our Protosses.
Yeah, and that's, again, a very, very scary lineup there. I feel like they're going to have a little bit more flexibility when it comes to who they're going to send out initially.
They definitely have the most flexibility when you compare these two teams with that massive roster that you have. So much team spirit on this team, I would say, as well. They really know each other well.
Yeah, there's a degree of camaraderie. I think you see it on MVP as well, but, some teams, I think it's comprised of a bunch of individuals.
Right.
Whereas I feel like sometimes it's actually a bunch of individuals comprised as a team. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
I am kind of the converse opposite of, for instance, MVP or Slayers.
Yeah, I would agree 100%. That's actually the example I was going to give, and you're so right. Well, here is MVP coming out. Chose a great song for their intro.
Some gangster stuff. This is ludicrous.
Look at their uniforms. I love that this team has so much diversity in their uniforms. They have so many different types, and everyone kind of gets to pick their style.
I love the MVP jacket, actually.
Yeah, the one that Keen always wears just looks so good.
Yeah, it actually looks so. It kind of looks kind of military and badass. You know?
It's a good style. But I just love, I asked Genius this when he was still on MVP. I said, does everyone have their own that they wear? Does everyone kind of change? And he said, well, anyone can wear anyone's uniform, but everyone kind of has one that they like. And obviously they have their own shirts. They've got their new logo, but for example, the jacket, usually Keen wears that. Just really cool to see how much diversity their uniforms have.
Overall a little bit less university, a little bit of more individualism. Character on this team, which I actually prefer. I like that.
It's cool because, you can look at this team and you can see everyone looks a little bit different with what they're wearing, but they're a team, and I really like that. All
right, let's see what MVP, the makeup of their team, looks like.
And they've got a lot to offer.
They certainly do. I think this fight will go to game number 9 today. DRG, Sniper, and Monster for our Zergs. As you can see, some Codex quality right there. After that, we have Keen, SC, and Noble S. Again, a bunch of very good Terran players.
Yep, and our Protosses are going to be Tails, Lure, Finale, and Vampire. All of those players very strong. You can see that Finale not able to make it into Code A this season, but he has shown great matches in the past. Tails, though, I think is going to be the Protoss to watch out for. He loves changing his hairstyle.
I was about to say, is that Tails?
Yeah,
I didn't recognize him at first. Actually, I did not recognize him when we came into the studio. I was like, oh, they have somebody new on their team. But I guess, that is Tails.
He changes his hairstyle like crazy. When he lost in the round of 4 last season for GSTL, the match was actually played at an exhibition center. And I remember seeing his hair, then I was like, oh my god, is that Tails? But it just is. And then again, he just loves to change up his hairstyle. Dongregu, he doesn't. Keeps his hairstyle real.
Just for most of you guys who have not been to Korea, Korea is generally kind of it's very Confucian, kind of a conformist culture. So it's pretty rare to have people dyeing their hair like that. But you got to have a little bit of spunk to you. You got to kind of think outside the box if you're going to be a pro gamer.
Yeah.
This is not a conventional sport. This is not a conventional career.
Definitely not. Mia is going to be our starting player for Slayers, a Zerg. We have had more starting Zergs this season than any other season. Zergs seem to be dominating GSTL right now.
I think this has a lot to do with the patch.
I think so, too.
I think things have changed. I'm not going to say that Zerg is too strong, but I'm definitely going to say the other races haven't adapted.
That's very true. People are not changing their styles up too much against that clean patch, especially the Terrans still sticking with their guns, with their Hellion builds. Now let's find out who the starting player for MVP is going to be today. Oh, look at that. It's in fact going to be MVP Sniper. This guy is Code S ranking 37. And the thing about Sniper is he's kind of like Keen or Virus in that he's kind of always on the cusp of Code S or in Code S. He's been a top-notch player for a while now. He hasn't proved himself too much. He's not a player that you can say, oh, he's great at this type of style or he's great at that type of style, or yeah, he'll make it to the round of 8 no matter what. This guy, you don't really know how to put a finger on his style, and that's a great starting player to have.
Well, he's one of the newer players out here, too, so the other team probably has not had a lot of opportunities to study him.
Yeah, that's very true.
You get somebody like MVP, well, my God, there is a plethora of data, that you can dig into to research exactly how he plays.
The less broadcasted matches you have, the better off you're going to be. And in this situation, these players have known the starting opponent for a really long time. This is not like the format we had a few weeks ago where you found out you were going to play against the opposing team the day before. They've had a lot of time to prepare this. They've known the map is going to be Daybreak for a really long time. And we have yet again a ZVZ starting match in the GSTL. We have seen more ZVZs in the GSTL probably than we've ever seen in any other tournament ever this season.
No kidding.
I mean,
but it's
crazy.
good because I don't get to cast a lot of ZVZs and Kodas, so this is going to be a little bit of a treat. All right, again, the map is Daybreak, and the game is now loading. Maya up against Sniper. Zerg versus Zerg. Slayers against MVP here in the GSTL, casted by Tasteless and Wolf. Let's do this. It's time for the first game in this series. Very important. It's going to set the pace, set the tone for this. We have our Zerg player, one of two. From the team Slayers, he is...
Slayers, Mia!
I love those glasses, actually. Look good on him.
Yeah, I like those. All right. Our other Zerg player in the upper right, a GSL Kodas player. His ID is...
MVP, Sniper!
Not going to be filling his role today. He's going to be actually the starting player.
Yeah,
Can't snipe anybody as a starting player.
He's actually supposed to just endure as many players as possible until he's eliminated. Now, guys, there's a lot of strategy as far as, who do you bring out first? When do you bring out your heavy hitters? Who has the most stamina? Who's weak in what matchups? So there's a lot of strategy. It reminds me a lot of, for instance, like baseball. Baseball on the surface looks very simple.
Right.
Okay, 3 strikes, you're out. There's obviously a very simple rotation as far as how many people can, be out on the field, and it's
under certain positions,
certain positions, yada yada yada. You think you get it, but then you get to the factors, especially actually in Korean and Japanese baseball, where they'll be like, okay, well, let's actually just keep bunting or keep foul balling it until we wear out this guy's rotator cuff, and they have to change the pitcher, stuff like that. So there's a lot that's going on, and that's what you got to keep in mind is what's the best order? What strategies are you going to send out? Are you going to send out one of your best players to do an all-in because that's unexpected? So much stuff going on here.
There's so many fans in the studio today, by the way. It's just a massive amount. We're going to see both players go hatch first, and Slayer's Mia going to be getting his gas a little bit later, getting his pool at a safer timing than Sniper. Sniper getting his gas just a tad earlier. That's the trade-off in these two builds. But, no, you're so right. The order matters so much, and we've seen teams like IM of some of the best players in the world just not make the best calls necessarily on when to send out which players and end up losing.
Yeah, it seems to me, with, for instance, IM, they send out players, and it seems like the order was already decided.
Yeah.
Like they had a chart at home. They're like, all right, well, this is how we're going to do it. Whereas the team like Fnatic, for instance, that Juani's brain is in overdrive trying to think of, okay, what is the right player to send out here?
You have to do it in the exact right order. You have to change things. You can't stick with the original plan as things start to go a little bit differently. Now we see with that faster pool, he also gets his queens out a little bit faster, which means he's going to have that extra larva a little bit faster. So you can see just slight variations in these builds, but for the most part, they're almost identical. So we're not going to see one player have a lot more aggression timing than the other. This game may just come down to micro and when the lair or the roach warren goes down, because someone's going to have to push that out in there. We see a baneling nest going down for Sniper, and Mia's going to have to do the same very soon here. When your opponent takes a faster hatchery, you absolutely have to have the baneling nest. Otherwise, you could just be overwhelmed by Zerglings.
Yeah, exactly. ZVZ, one of the more volatile matchups in the game. I mean, you have one Baneling that hits 14 Zerglings, and it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. You probably just lost.
You
now.
Just made the most critical mistake.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, 2 good fungals up on your roaches. Oh, that's too bad. This was 15 minutes to wait for you to make one misclick.
Absolutely. Mirror matchups can be like that so much. I feel TVT may be the most forgiving mirror matchup because your opponent, it's easy for your opponent to make a mistake for you to catch up that way because it's you have to be so careful.
Well, that's also statistically the longest matchup, whereas ZVZ and PvP are statistically the shortest.
Yes.
I think PvP is now officially the shortest. ZVZ is sort of solidifying a little bit here.
That's a good point. I wonder if PvP has changed a little bit since the recent patching. People have been going towards that late game a little bit more. But PvP was by far the shortest for a really long time.
By the way, guys, special announcement. It's Wolf's birthday.
Yes, it is.
And you get the greatest gift of all. You get to cast with me on your birthday, Wolf.
It's the best gift I've gotten all day, man.
That's right, man. And we're going to be going out and having a little birthday party for you.
Oh, we
after
definitely
this.
will.
Yeah, so
it's going to be
if Wolf
fun.
doesn't show up tomorrow, guys, it means he had a really good birthday party, okay?
That's exactly
what it means, yes.
He's actually denying tumors with these earnings a little bit here.
Oh,
that could have been terrible. No manual detonation
there. A little bit
there.
of ring around the rosy there.
The lair is 3/4 the way done, by the way, for Mia. He's really rushing it out here. And there's a Roach Warren on the way for Sniper. And we may see Mia try to go for Mutas. He's gotten his 3rd and 4th gas. He's taking them right now. He may also go Fast Infestors. We've seen that a lot more recently as well. Both players kind of a little bit in the dark about these timings. They both denied scouting really well.
And, yeah, I mean, they're both playing very well here. We're waiting for the layer tech to finish here.
There's the Spire.
Okay, here we go. Now it's starting to pick up. Like with Protoss, it's like we have to wait for the... is he going to get the Spainling? Nope, he does not.
Nice control.
With Protoss, it's like, well, we have to wait for the Cybernetics score to finish in PvZ, or because we just don't know what he's going to do yet.
Yeah.
But, in ZVZ mid-game, once the layer is done, then we know exactly, okay, what direction is he going to take this game, because ZVZ much more flexible in StarCraft 2 than StarCraft 1.
Oh, he is actually really wanting that Baneling, but he will not have it. Great micro so far from Sniper, keeping that alive. And the Spire here is going to be really scary because even though his opponent has already gone down that Roach path at a fairly normal timing, he's got +1 on the way, he's got Roach speed on the way. Will he be able to get it out fast enough? If you have a Spire, if he makes a 3rd base right now, if Mia makes a 3rd hatchery right now and gets enough mutas out to start harassing his opponent and hold that 3rd base while denying his opponent's 3rd, he will just win this game. No matter what happens after that, it's like a slippery slope to death.
You can defend from mutas with infestors, but people are really starting to get good at just, oh my god, really nice detonation. People are starting to get really good at just splitting the mutas.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, what do you do?
Yeah, then you can't afford to make all those infestors when you're stuck on 2 base and then make a transition. He's already spent a lot of money on these Roach upgrades. His Infestation Pit, though, is timed out to where he could use that to hold. Right now, only 7 Mutalisks on the way, the 3rd base going down as well. He needs to start harassing, and that's exactly what he's going to do with these Lings, but without Banelings to support them, he's not going to be able to kill this hatchery. In fact, with the Roaches coming out as well. This is actually a position that could potentially go really, really well for Sniper because he's kind of building the tools now to hold this 3rd base.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. Well, we're going to see here. The upgrades are all finishing up. And let me check on the computer, Wolf. Sorry. We have how many mutas out now?
Just 7.
Just 7. Okay, and is he stifled muta production?
Yeah, he cut it at 7. He's gone into the Roach Warren. He's starting +1. He's going to be very behind in a lot of his upgrades, though. And he can't deny this 3rd base. That's the most important part of this.
Yeah, you can see he wanted to get in there and damage that Queen because the Queen is going to be the staple at holding off Mutalisks.
Yeah, this is actually starting to look pretty bad for Mia because, yeah, he went for fast mutas, but his opponent's prepared everything, and he only made 7. He's going to kill this Queen, but he needs to kill the 3rd base.
Oh, now he is hitting the 3rd base pretty hard here.
Yeah, he needs to get it. He cannot afford to let this stay alive.
Oh, I don't know about this, Wolf. I think actually this base can go down, especially if he just sends the mutas over there to damage it as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to target it now. And it looks like
he's going to do it now.
And nice trading with the Banelings as well, and he gets
it. Beautiful.
That was what he needed to do. If he did not get that, he would have been in a terrible position. But his opponent still has a decent Roach count. He's got the Infestors on the way. He's got +2. His Roach count now at 14. 4 Infestors. With that +2 coming out for the Roaches, he's going to have a 1 upgrade advantage over his opponent. His opponent's going to have +1. He's going to have +2. And his Roach speed is done faster, but that's not going to come too much into play here.
Now look at the splitting here of the Mutalisks. This is absolutely beautiful. Now that is cut to infestor-proof it. Now we don't have any infestors interfering with the mutas now, but that's definitely how you want to control the air units in ZVZ to be safe. Now we got a lot more Roaches coming here from Mia. In fact, let's see here. We have 14 Roaches for Sniper. and 16 here for Mia.
Yep.
And, the mutas are actually making things a bit more frustrating. Even if he fungles the mutas, then those are fungals that won't be used on the roaches.
That's very true. And at this point, he's keeping him in his base a little bit while he's gotten his own third up saturated. And Sniper's not mining from his third. It's being remade already. He's now making a macro hatch as well, desperately trying to catch up in production. The one thing he knows he has, though, is a lot of queens for production as well as
he's
the infestors.
actually going to push. Oh, no, he's not. Okay, I was like, wow, he's really going to do that. So he's turning around now. He's hoping to get those mutas. Now, the roaches are going to come down here. They're probably going to come up through the bottom part of the third base here.
Yeah, he's just going to force a cancel on it again. And if he does that, he's going to be so out of luck. His production's going to be so stifled.
In a mirror matchup, this is actually, it's so bad to be this behind in supply. It's not like a PDZ or something like that.
Yeah.
Where, okay, the Zerg actually, it's what it's supposed to look like at this moment in the game. The mutas are coming in here. He wants to be fungled.
Yeah, that's exactly
what he wants while he tries to target down the rest of those. And the roach is coming here. Nice fungal, though, on those. Actually, whoa, he got like basically every roach between those two fungals.
Yeah, he's using these fungals well, and he's not actually targeting the hatchery. He thought he could trade armies well here. Now he will get neither the army nor the hatchery. This is a very good trade for Sniper, but he's still down in supply right now.
Oh, man, and this is what's scary about ZVZ is you really can't run away when fungal is incorporated into the game. Now we have, the other roaches coming in here towards the main base.
And this is not good because even though Sniper has the upgrade advantage, Queens cannot fight against this many roaches. And with these reinforcements, I feel like very strongly Sniper has overextended himself here. He's off creep. He didn't have a retreat
This
pad.
game is over.
Yeah, he's going to lose his third hatch.
He's going to lose the third hatch, but the roaches in the main, too, are actually just doing so much damage right now.
Yeah.
And that hatchery goes down again.
Yeah, the roaches in the main have killed so many workers already, and they are not done. He's just trading so well here. He's killing every roach that spawns. And the third base, he's going to clean up most of the roaches here, but he's losing more infestors. And you said it best when you said this game is over because there's not much else to say. Although the supply is evening out a little bit here, the upgrades will be evened out momentarily. He's got more production now while the third hatch has been killed. He needs to be careful not to throw away the rest of his roaches, though. Yeah, he's going to pull
he's
back
got to
here.
regroup a little bit, and I think he's going to do that. And what he'll probably do from here is do one clean sweep from the bottom Zerg base up to the top, just annihilating everything. There's no longer a need to split stuff up.
Yeah.
In fact, let me see here. The drone count. If the drone count's actually significantly closer than I thought it was.
This is an 8-worker difference, but he's not mining from a third base location. So the amount of mining workers is like very, very much better for Sniper. And with the third base, he just attacked it again. Yeah, he's only about 30 supply up. It's not a huge supply lead like it was before, but he's just got the better production, so he's going to get further and further ahead here. The upgrades are evening up. He's about to have +2. His opponent does have +1 Carapace, but the upgrade advantage alone is not going to be enough once Mia starts adding in infestors, and his roach count is just too much better.
All right, you can see a Sniper constantly posturing in a defensive position, which is really all he can do. Really, he can just hang on and hope that his opponent's going to make a mistake. And actually, this could be that mistake here.
Yeah, this could be.
That actually is the mistake.
He killed the creep on the left side, and that some people might wonder why, and the reason why is so his opponent couldn't counterattack him. Now he's going to target down the Roach Warren, which will be a pretty big victory.
Actually, what? Are you serious? Okay, I think actually Mia's overcommitted here.
Well, he trades a few roaches for the Roach Warren. That's going to help him have this defensive timing where he can get his infestation put up and start getting those infestors out. And he killed the creep because he knew his opponent may counterattack him after this, and also he didn't want to get caught in a flank. But now the roach count is actually 33-21 in Sniper's favor.
It's funny because a little bit ago I said this game is over. And I really thought it was over. It looked like it, but unfortunately, Mia is just overcommitting here. Yeah, and look at this now. It's practically dead even supplies.
It would be even better for Sniper had he not lost his Roach Warren. But since he lost his Roach Warren, at this point, Mia has already maxed or gotten his Roach count up back to where it was. And now he's evened out the Roach count again. Sniper can't produce Roaches until his Roach Warren is completed. Now he's starting a few Hydralisks. Burrow is already done for Mia. He's got a 4th hatchery up at the top left now that he's mining from. And he actually, if he wants to, can start to get even further ahead in upgrades.
Okay, as you can see, suddenly Sniper can comfortably move on the map. And I bet he's pretty thankful now that he has some creep pushed out a little bit further, so he has a little bit more mobility. And this is what's so great about ZVZ is that it's a matchup now where we can actually get to the macro phase. You remember when this was just Banelings blowing up with Zerglings, and the matchup just... It wasn't bad, but it was just intense and short.
I remember that Chinese World Championship tournament that happened during the beta, and the finals was between Fruit Dealer and I don't remember which other Zerg it was at the time, but I remember just watching this match as being so stressed.
Shigua or something? Or?
Yeah, I think it was Shigua. I think you're right. And it was just like a ZVZ with tons of Banelings, and Anyway, this attack, I think he, I mean,
is this too much? I don't know. He'd already tried this once before. Now, I don't know if he can actually get the hatchery in time here.
He will get the hatchery, but the counterattack is going to be fierce. I mean, it is going to be a huge supply deficit for him in Army. He needs to be making spine crawlers right now because the attack is going to hit him, and it is going to hit him hard. He's getting infestors back up at home. He's making zerglings, in fact. But the roach count right now is 38 to 12, now 10. And with the next amount of roaches coming out, he's got 6 more popping. He's going to basically have a 30 roach lead. With +2 Carapace on the way, this attack, if he holds it, he will win the game. But I'm not sure, Tasteless, if he can hold this. Look at the supply. It's 60 supply ahead. He's just trying to make him turn around.
He's actually counterattacking almost to it. So he might actually get the hatchery here.
I'm not sure.
Oh, no, never mind. Deflected entirely.
Yeah, I'm not sure what his thoughts were, how much he thought he could really force his opponent to turn around. Because now Sniper, he's not going to turn around. He's got Hydralisk and Infestors and an upgrade lead. I mean, why would he turn around? He's going to try to end this game.
He's just, he's probably, I think the fastest way to get in there is to go to the second, but I don't know if, the way it's set up.
He doesn't know
architecturally if he can get in there that way, but yes, there's a small timing window here with a maxed out Sniper that he can actually go in there and win this.
It's so funny because his opponent did everything too. Mia did everything he needed to do to hold a counterattack. He built the concave of Infestors on the top of his ramp. He made spine crawlers there. There were a few weak points, but like you said, he doesn't know the right angle to approach. Oh, he's going to get really lucky though with these spines being out of position.
I can't believe he was relocating at that point in time. Lots of fungals going down now.
The flank, man. The flank is on its way. You guys can't see it now, but there's a huge wave of roaches coming to catch these Infestors from
coming
behind.
up here from the top.
And here they come. Hydralisk as well in the mix, as well as the Infestors. And Infestors alone are not going to be enough to stop this army of Sniper. He is going to crush him.
I don't know if this is overkill here. He might not have wanted to throw all those infested Terrans there. He could use that for fungals. But
now he's going to approach the third base location. He's got a strong enough army, and here come the rest of his Infestors. Here's Mia's in a lot of trouble. He's trying to reposition his spines.
Nice
like you said, he used so many infested Terrans, he doesn't have that many fungals available.
Yeah, I don't. He should not have actually thrown down all those infested Terrans. That was actually overkill there.
The Hydras are doing so much damage at the back here with the fungals supporting them. He's taking a 40 supply lead, and he's getting rid of the rest of these roaches. This third base
Talk about a comeback here, or perhaps one guy throwing away a win. Now the infested Terrans are going to come out here. These Hydras, though, they don't have any cover here. Well, I guess they do now with the infested Terrans eating up a lot of damage, but damn.
It ends up being a great trade for him.
By the way, the top center, that expansion's been taken out entirely. We didn't have a shot of it, but it was destroyed.
Yep, the expansion was destroyed, and now the roach count 36 to 11 in Sniper's favor. Yeah, he's got his third base up, but he also has a fourth now, too. Killed his opponent's fourth. He has the upgrade advantage at 2-2 versus just 2-1. His opponent only has the +1 Carapace. The Infestor count right now slightly in his favor as well, 6-4. With 7 more on the way, he's about to have 13 Infestors with the Pathogen Glands upgrade. He's going to have 13 Infestors with 13 fungals or more available with a 60 supply lead. Tasteless, how much longer can Mia really hold on here?
Well, I don't know. This game is actually one of the most dramatic ZDZs I've casted as far as going in one direction and then swinging back into the other.
Right.
Now, who knows? Maybe Sniper is actually going to make a mistake as big as Mia, but right now, I just don't see Mia.
He's got a lot more room to make mistakes.
Right. I don't see Sniper throwing away this opportunity. Lots of fungals coming down here. Again with the infested Terrans, I don't know if I agree with this. I feel like he can just run away.
Yeah, he could have. He has so many more Infestors rallied behind this. I guess that's his idea here. But look at this. He is just crushing through the army. Now doubling his opponent's supply. Breaks through. His opponent is out of fungal energy. He's using Burrow to regenerate the health on his roaches. There's no roaches for Mia to defend with.
All right, GG.
MVP Sniper takes the lead with a great comeback. It wasn't really his game. It wasn't his game. He didn't win this game. It's that his opponent lost it.
Yes.
I really feel like he played that harassment style too much. He decided, I'm going to keep him in his base, and eventually he sent too many roaches in the main. They were all cleaned up, and all the roaches at the third were cleaned up, and it was like, well, wait a minute. Now I don't have any units.
Yeah. Sniper. Just giving out a little gift there from our sponsor. So the Slayers team, not going to be happy with that because that was a game that Mia had won and then lost.
Yes.
You have to be a little bit more calculated with how many times you're going to counterattack. When is it okay to throw away your army in order to destroy a hatchery, for instance? I just felt like he was clawing away at the other guy too much to the point where, okay, back at home he's naked. He can just be counterattacked.
You run in once, okay. You get a slight lead. You run in twice, all right, the lead gets really good. You run in the third time, though, I mean, you've done all that
you're
you can do.
eventually losing units here.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a very delicate balance between destroying their tech or their hatcheries and then also keeping an army.
Yeah.
And,
once you spread yourself too thin, the fact that you have a 2-hatch lead on your opponent becomes insignificant when he can just kill 2 of your hatcheries and then kill you. And he's got the better upgrades as well. At the point where he killed the hatchery or forced to cancel, I think a second or third time, it was like, all right, now you just go home. You don't fight anymore. Then you build your infestor count because your infestation pit was late. You build those infestors up, you use the spines to hold any counterattacks you have, and then you just win. That's what you do. But he did not. So
yeah, who do you think is going to bring out next, or Slayers is going to bring out next?
That's something.
I think it's going to be.
I would say
JYP?
It could be. It could be JYP. He's known for his Protoss versus Zerg. We could see someone like Crank though.
Yeah, we could see Crank as well. Actually, that's a good pick.
Oh, and is that? I think that's it is Crank. I couldn't see his face very clearly, but I'm pretty sure that's Crank. And I just knowing Slayers and how they like to pull their players out, that's why I thought Crank would be their choice. They like to put this guy out early. There's someone they've said time and time again, Celis told me this privately, oh, I think Crank is one of our best players right now. And, you don't want to pull Puzzle out this early. You definitely don't want to pull out MMA.
No,
or even Ryung, who's looking really strong right now.
Well, they could be sniped very, very easily. So, all right, here's Crank now. Now, again, he's sort of one of their newer players, kind of like a prototype.
Right.
Not like you said, not a veteran of the team. But I like what Slayers is doing here. Let's face it, Slayers has wiggle room. They got a lot of good players. They're one of these all-star teams like I am, but better at deciding who's going to come out.
Do you remember, of course you remember you broadcast the Team League. The first Team League that Slayers appeared in, they looked weak, and then when they came back the next time, they were like, everyone was like, I think they're going to perform a little bit off like they did last season. Then they crushed everyone. And since then, we've seen Slayers with mixed results, but they're looking really strong this season, making it all the way here to this round. We have a 5-minute break, so don't go anywhere, guys. We'll see you in 5.
15 past feet on and I still be saved like a piggy bank on it and build me all that I couldn't, wouldn't, and shouldn't have been. I owe to the wooden griddle. Sorry I'm stuttering, but I am going to lead the seed like I came here. Sober as a judge, delivering like a reindeer. So I'ma speed it like Beetle, like